The lost luggage that came back 7 years later. 7 years ago, my suitcase disappeared during a flight home from Glasgow. The airline searched for weeks before officially declaring it lost. I was annoyed because it contained my favorite clothes, a camera, and a small notebook I carried everywhere. Eventually they paid compensation, and I accepted that I'd never see it again. Life moved on. Last month, completely out of the blue, I received a phone call from the airport asking if I had once lost a dark blue suitcase with a yellow ribbon tied to the handle. I honestly thought it was a scam until they described the notebook that had been inside. The suitcase had somehow been discovered during renovation work in a locked storage area behind an old baggage conveyor belt. It had been sitting there the entire time. I drove to collect it the next day. Everything was exactly as I'd packed it, except for one thing. Tucked inside the notebook was a handwritten letter that definitely wasn't mine. It was from an airport maintenance worker who had found the suitcase years earlier but couldn't reach the owner because the baggage tag had fallen off. He wrote that he hoped one day the bag would make it home, so he checked on it every few months to make sure it stayed safe. He even replaced the dead batteries in the camera because he didn't want the photos to be lost forever. When I looked through the camera, every picture was still there, including the last holiday I ever took with my dad before he passed away. I couldn't stop crying. The airport tracked down the maintenance worker, who had retired only a few weeks earlier. I met him for coffee to thank him in person. He smiled and said, "It was never really my suitcase. I was just looking after it until it found its way back." That sentence has stayed with me ever since. We often hear stories about things getting lost forever, but every now and then, something finds its way home because one stranger quietly decides to care. Sometimes that's all it takes to turn an ordinary suitcase into something priceless.